Hey folks, I've spoken to several people lately that have asked the question, I'm an executor, now what do I do? I think this is a really important question, and people often get overwhelmed and they don't know where to begin. It's enough that an executor likely just lost one of their loved ones, but now they also have to figure out how to deal with that person's estate. Being named an executor of an estate is a big responsibility, and it can feel overwhelming at first. But I'm going to walk you through 5 key steps to guide you in your role in hopes that this can help you in the future. In addition to these, I'll provide links to 2 particularly helpful websites. One is for Plius NB, Public Legal Education and Information Services in New Brunswick site. That's a not-for-profit organization and registered charity in New Brunswick that provides legal education and information to the public. I can't say enough good about what this group and its people do. The second is a link to a Government of Canada document on roles of an executor. So the first thing you want to do is understanding the will. You'll want to locate and review the will, make sure it's the most recent version, and confirm that you've been officially named as the executor. Some law offices will retain the original will at their offices, and you'll be able to obtain this original on providing staff with a death certificate and ID which identifies you as the executor. Once you've reviewed the will, your role is to carry out the wishes outlined in the will and to act only in the best interests of the beneficiaries of the estate and on behalf of the testator. You are a fiduciary, which means that you are doing things in trust on behalf of the deceased person's estate. In other words, you must do what's in best interest of the person's estate. If you're unsure of your responsibilities, consulting a lawyer can help you get started. Number 2, you have to notify the relevant parties. This includes the beneficiaries named in the will, financial institutions, government agencies, and creditors. It's essential to ensure everyone who needs to know is informed. I always encourage executors to sit down with the family to read through the will after a person's passing. This is usually not a pleasant meeting, but it's important for everyone to feel like they're notified about what the will says and given timelines about what to expect. I've seen many an estate matter go wrong because of simple lack of communication, and then beneficiaries become concerned that something untoward is happening when they don't know what is going on. The next step is you look at the inventory and valuing assets. You'll need to make a detailed inventory of the estate. This means identifying and valuing all assets such as property, bank accounts, and personal belongings, and determining any outstanding debts. Keep clear records to avoid any disputes later on. From a perspective of someone who is making a will, I often encourage people to keep a list of your assets, debts, and important account information somewhere safe so that this is available to the executors later on. This makes things easier on the executor so that you do not have to go digging through files to find out the deceased person's information. Next, you should handle taxes and debts. File the deceased's final income tax return and pay any outstanding debts. Taxes can be tricky, so don't hesitate to get professional advice if needed. Also, I've just learned of a company called Executors Choice that actually will reach out to creditors and government agencies that need to know that the person has passed. I don't know the cost of this service yet, but this could be a great idea to use if the deceased person had many accounts and you as an executor need assistance with reaching out to many different agencies. I've posted a link to that website below as well. Finally, you're ready to distribute the assets of the estate. Once all debts and taxes have been paid, you can distribute the estate according to the will. Be sure to get receipts of it or acknowledgments from the beneficiaries and confirm that all legal and final obligations have been resolved. Being an executor can be a complex process, but by following these steps and seeking legal advice when necessary, you can fulfill your duties with confidence. If you have questions about your role, feel free to reach out. We're here to help.